We are coming up on 7:59 on your Monday morning drive. We start off with a look at various traffic cameras here. It's been a little wet overnight, of course, and the drive a little slow, but maybe not as bad as it could be for this hour of Monday morning drive, considering all the rain that we've had. I-84 westbound pretty tight through the Hollywood district right now. That's one of our slower commutes. At last check, 32 minutes gets you in from Troutdale west to the I-5 split. Rod?
Thank you, Chris. Obviously the roads are wet. It rained steadily all night, but now we are seeing, watch the rain break up. So what was a steady rain is now broken into scattered light showers, and it's starting to show some impressive clearing to some degree along the coast. We're still cloudy here in Portland as you look at the Rose City across Willamette. Light showers in the area, 49 degrees. It'll be mainly dry later this morning, so at noon, 52. And then we will look for some partial clearing later today. Right now, mainly dry weather tomorrow, all dry weather on Wednesday, and the next 2 nights, starting tonight, we'll get back into some cooler nights. We've been really mild at night for about a week. That will end.
Now at 8, the former Alaska Airlines pilot who tried to turn off a flight's engine mid-air is scheduled for sentencing today. We'll have a live report coming up in our top story.
Also coming up, dramatic rescues and collisions in Southern California after a deadly storm slams the region. A look at the damage left behind as millions brace for another round of heavy rain. Also coming up.
It's a whole bigger deal when it's a live one because we all care so deeply.
A rare rescue effort on the coast. Volunteers scrambling to save a live 6,000-pound whale calf stranded on an Oregon beach.
And coming up here at 8:50, an unbelievable scene in Germany. I said unbelievable.
That's a good one.
Yeah, hundreds of sheep roaming through downtown on their way out of this German city. We'll explain what is behind this annual tradition. The 8 o'clock hour sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Chris McGinnis and Rod Hill also here. What's up, boys?
That was a stretch.
I never could really
Will you
do
please
that.
explain
I
that?
can't do the sheep.
You can do the sheep.
Meh.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin the moment because you guys are pretty good. Radar does show that we have light showers moving south to north, and the big story here is this is playing the last handful of hours, but what was, here you can see it better, steady rain, watch it break up. So this is the final fizzle out, if you will, of the rain that started yesterday morning, and eventually this morning I think will become completely dry. It's wet everywhere because of the rain we've had. Here's our state capitol down in Salem. Still reporting some light rain showers in the area, 48 degrees. Downtown Portland, 49. Currently dry, northwest winds at 7. And with drying coming and a dry noon hour, it turns into a pretty nice Monday. We will look at least for some partial clearing at some point gradually this afternoon. I have us 52 at 5 o'clock. Here's Chris.
Rod, despite the rain that we had overnight and early this morning, the drive not quite as bad as I kind of thought it might be. That said, there's still plenty of slowing out there. That's Sylvan right now, Highway 26, all 3 lanes, slow and go coming into the Vistridge Tunnel. We'll switch gears real quick and show you the east side. I-84 traffic, the Banfield, that's pretty tight, rolling through Hollywood right now at about 11 miles an hour. And down to the south, rolling into Wilsonville. The northbound drive over the Boone Bridge and into Wilsonville is pretty tight, and it's pretty slow through the 205 interchange in Tualatin. We put those areas, those segments together. We're now up to about 35 minutes to get you from Wilsonville Road to downtown. Drew, China?
Thank you, Chris. A former Alaska Airlines pilot is expected to be sentenced in federal court this morning after he tried to cut a plane's engines mid-flight.
The plane made an emergency landing here in Portland. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live downtown outside the federal courthouse with more in this case. Thomas?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Yeah, we got to go all the way back to October 2023 when Joseph Emerson tried to cut the engines of that plane mid-flight. Emerson was a pilot off duty and was flying cockpit. At the time, he told police that he hadn't slept in more than 40 hours and had recently taken psilocybin mushrooms and was, quote, not okay. Emerson says that he pulled the handles which would have cut off the engines to the plane because he was trying to wake himself from what he thought was a bad dream. Fortunately, he was restrained by the crew, and the plane that was meant to go to San Francisco diverted to Portland, landing safely. Emerson faces a federal felony charge for interfering with flight crew members. 2 months ago, in a hearing for a different case where Emerson was charged with recklessly endangering 84 people's lives, he said he was deeply sorry for what he did.
I regret the harm that I caused. I regret the harm I caused to every single person on board that airplane, crew members and guests. I regret the harm I caused to society.
Emerson told authorities that he'd been a pilot for 22 years, dating back to 2001. But guys, under these federal charges, he could face the next 20 years of his life in prison. Drew, China.
All right, Thomas Schultz live for us there in downtown Portland. Meanwhile, the man convicted of stabbing and killing an off-duty mail carrier last year in Clackamas will also be sentenced later today. A jury found 53-year-old Chad Westover guilty of second-degree murder. In September of last year, he used a kitchen knife in the deadly stabbing of Tristan Thomas during a fight at an apartment complex on Southeast Sunnyside Road. Westover's sentencing is set to start here in just under an hour at 9 o'clock.
Police are investigating a shooting that killed one person and left 2 others hurt. It happened around 6:30 Sunday morning in a home near Southeast 125th and Division. Inside, they found 3 people with gunshot wounds and another person with minor injuries. One of the shooting victims died from their injuries at the hospital. No one has been arrested. Anyone with information is asked to reach out to police.
The body of a local hunter who went missing at the end of last month in the Mount Hood National Forest has likely been recovered. That's according to the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. 51-year-old Devin Dobick of Hubbard was reported missing on October 31st after he failed to come home from a hunting trip about 20 miles southeast of Estacada. The Sheriff's Office says search and rescue teams recovered a body in the forest yesterday at the base of a cliff near the Fish Creek trailhead. The medical examiner's office is working to confirm that it's Dobick.
Meantime, community members gathered outside a local business to remember a man who died on the job. Jason Hay had only been working at Bins and Barrels Liquor for about a year when he suffered a heart attack at the store near the end of October. A person saw this happening behind the counter, and rather than call for help, he and a woman were caught on camera stealing money from the store. He was taken to the ICU but later died. His sister told us that it was heartwarming to hear stories about how he impacted people's lives.
Jason made a point to know everybody by name, not just at work, but everywhere. The grocery store, the post office, gas station, the mechanics next door. He touched everybody every single day, whether it was coming to work or walking his dogs.
The suspects have not been found.
A major loss for one of downtown Portland's best-known restaurants. Paul Mallory, the co-founder of Higgins on Southwest Broadway, died this past week. He was 71 years old. Chef Greg Higgins says his crew is still stunned over the sudden death of his decades-long business partner and his lifelong friend.
You know, he was a very outgoing, funny guy. Always wanted to talk sports or, you know, act up, pantomime some silly thing or whatever. And so that lightened things up and kept people doing their thing.
Mallory's daughter and son-in-law, who also work at the restaurant, are now helping to plan a massive company potluck to remember him.
Marine animal experts are working on what to do next after a 6,000-pound humpback whale washed up on shore, still alive near Yachats on Saturday.
Yeah, the Oregon Marine Mammal Stranding Network says this whale is only about 26 feet long, making it either a calf or a yearling. They say it got entangled in fishing gear, and they also say it is too big to simply push back into the water or to get in a sling for a helicopter to pick it up.
The best option that any animal has is being able to self-rescue. And we've had the high tide come in. The animal was unable to do that at this point. So we're looking at potential other interventions.
Unfortunately, experts say the most likely option for the whale at this point is euthanasia. This is also the first whale that's washed up on shore in Oregon, still alive since 2018.
Your time now is 8:08. Headed over to Rod Hill for a look at weather now.
I think today turns into a really nice day. Good morning, everybody. We're in the final hours of the fizzling process of the rain that started all the way back yesterday morning. It's been a pretty good soak. Just the hours of the raindrops coming down. Salem, you're now up to 61 100s. A little bit more in Eugene. Portland's at 43 100s. And notice the Willamette Valley, the wet bullseye, more so than the coast. Astoria, 32 107 inch. And we'll go across to Columbia, 4/10 in Vancouver. and Kelso. Less up in Salem, but some pretty decent rain amounts out across parts of eastern Washington. Spokane 35 100, some Pullman 39 100 of an inch. Well, here's what's left of the rain. It's all moving south to north. Again, just watch the green. That's a steady rain break into what we have right now. Rapidly decreasing scattered light showers. This was, as expected, all rain up over the Cascades at pass level. This is 6,000 feet of timberline. You can see that's just dry ground, not dry ground, but barren ground. 37 is the temperature up at the lodge. Snow levels are starting to come down, but they're doing so as the moisture comes to an end. Pioneer Park Building looking at the bricks being wet on a Monday morning, and we're continuing to assemble our Christmas tree this year. 49 degrees, very comfortable outside. Wind direction is mostly northwest to about 10 miles per hour being reported currently. And we're in the generally the upper 40s. It does show 46 in Oregon City and Sandy. There's Almsville at 48, matching Salem and matching you folks out in Dallas at 48 this morning. This afternoon's weather map is a dry one with temperatures coast to Baker City in the 50s, and we'll look for some partial clearing across the area. Everybody is reporting a lot of cloudiness right now. So once the rain ends this morning completely, we'll have mainly dry weather tomorrow and all dry weather on Wednesday. Chris, I checked. We've had 4 consecutive nights. We broke that string this morning of being 50 or better at night. So getting down potentially into the 30s the next couple of nights, that'll be a big change.
It's a little more November-like after all. All right, we pick it up with a traffic alert tonight. I-5 will be a no-go both directions between Terwilliger and the Markham Bridge. ODOT doing their second closure in a series of closures related to the sign bridge installation. They're installing those variable advisory speed signs across the metro area, and I-5 south of town is one of the areas that is next in line to get those signs. The closure is tonight from 11 o'clock until 5 o'clock Tuesday. It's a full closure both directions, and so while the road is closed, you're going to want to use maybe Barber Boulevard to get around until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right, back to the drive right now. Inbound Sunset, still pretty slow at Sylvan. Interstate 84 really creeping along through the Hollywood district. That's one of our slow commutes. And the drive from Wilsonville now is up to nearly 40 minutes. Really slow over the Boone Bridge and then again rolling through Tualatin. So plan a few extra minutes for that commute right now. Drew?
All right, take a look at this weather, Chris. Heavy rain pounding Southern California. Coming up next on Sunrise, more of this wild video that shows cars colliding after floodwaters covered the freeway. Also ahead, President Trump pulls a major presidential 180, urging Republicans in the House to vote in favor of releasing the full Jeffrey Epstein files.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
This morning, Southern California is cleaning up and bracing for more rain after a powerful weekend storm led to at least 3 deaths.
NBC's Morgan Chesky has the latest for us.
This morning, millions dealing with a waterlogged West Coast after days of drenching rain from storms that just kept coming. The weekend downpours pushing mud and debris into mountainside neighborhoods, swallowing streets and blocking access for many. The heavy rain also creating slick roads and dangerous driving conditions. This dramatic video capturing cars colliding after floodwaters covered a local freeway. Throughout the weekend, an atmospheric river soaked parts of Southern California with more than 6 inches of rain, giving some areas their wettest 3 days in November on record. To the north, near Monterey Bay, crews working tirelessly to find a 7-year-old girl swept out to sea by large waves. Her father killed trying to save her.
It's heartbreaking.
The search ending Sunday when Juan Heredia found the child's body.
I came to find her and to bring closer to the family.
Back in Southern California, rescuers saving several people trapped amid rising waters. Crews hoisting this man to safety from a swollen flood channel. High winds and waterlogged soil also toppling trees, including this one caught by surveillance cameras, falling onto a bus and car. And this massive oak tree crushing another vehicle.
We just heard an unnatural noise, like just a big bang.
Again, that was Morgan Chesky reporting for us. Rod, a lot to cover there in Southern California.
6 inches, they said in the story. I'm assuming that's in some of the mountainous areas. If you look at the airport locations down in the valley, most of them, or a lot of them, say over 2 inches for November. Both in LA, there has also been heavy rain amounts up in the Bay Area, and they show about the same. But for LA, I mean, normal for the month is like 4/10, and they've had 2 inches. So that's really wet for them. And as we look at what's going on down there right now, what's interesting to me, I did some Outlook work over the weekend to get out of housework mainly. But see the heavy rain down in California this morning? So what's happened, and one of the reasons, if you think back last week, we had all these raindrops in the forecast. A lot of those days, we barely got anything. The storms are approaching, they're splitting, and the meat of the storms are going into California. Well, some of the modeling is showing this pattern of we get a little bit and California gets a lot to repeat itself in the coming couple of weeks. So we'll see how long this particular flow pattern continues to hit California, more so than it hits up here in Oregon and Washington. But it's a really rainy morning. They've got storm warnings, or at least advisories up for snow in the Tahoe Basin in the Sierra. Now that's good news, of course, this morning down in that area. Here we are, what has been hours of mostly light rain, but enough hours that we picked up a 1/2 inch of rain in Portland, just shy of it, technically out of PDX. But right now you can see everything moving south to north, and it's really breaking up. There are rainy areas out across central and eastern area, Oregon as well, but especially here in the valley, look how everything's really breaking up. So we're in the fizzle out stage of the rain, and we will become completely dry this morning and probably get some sun breaks this afternoon. So with the drying coming and mainly dry weather tonight and tomorrow and all dry weather into Wednesday morning, for the first time in a week, we're going to get back to some chilly nights. Think about how mild it's been lately. We had a run of 4 days, nights rather, in a row of not getting below 50. This shows Portland down to about 40. I have us at 42 tomorrow morning. Shows Salem could be down to 37. And the coldest upcoming morning, this is tomorrow morning. I'm going to play this into Wednesday morning. Shows Portland in the upper 30s. I think that's correct. Shows Salem 35, Eugene 34. I think there could be some of you flirting with freezing temperatures Wednesday morning, which would not be unusual, of course. Talking about the valley, get over to Bend, and this is showing 29 in Prineville, 26 Wednesday morning. So been a while since we've had cold nights. Looky here, we have some breaks in the clouds from the Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. Still light rain showers around the state capitol. We're very comfortable this morning. 49 in Kelso, Portland, 48 degrees in Salem. Everybody's generally 40 or better across our state. And here's the 7-day. I mentioned we have drying taking place, so a nice afternoon. Mainly dry weather the next 2 days, then we get back into some rain showers Wednesday, overnight, Thursday, and Friday. Here's Chris.
Rodney, thank you for that. Let's pick it up on the east side. I-205, the slow and go action here north of Sunnyside, heading up towards Johnson Creek Boulevard. This is not unusual, just to let you know we're always watching it, right? And there it is, rolling along at about 12, 13 miles an hour on that side of town. Again, northbound into the Lentz neighborhood. Let's take you down to Wilsonville and Tualatin. I-5 over the Boone Bridge, thick. getting you up from Donald and Aurora and then into the Wilsonville area. Traffic then tightens up again right around the 205 interchange. So you put those two together, and we're up to 40 minutes to get you in from Wilsonville. And last but not least, there's the drive through North Portland. The road drying out. That's nice to see. The drive still has some work to do here. I-5 southbound still slow and steady at 22 minutes to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. China?
Thank you, Chris. Still ahead, President Trump reversing stance on the Epstein files. Why he is now urging Republicans to vote to release the documents.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
In a major reversal overnight, President Trump is now calling on House Republicans to vote in favor of releasing the full files in the Jeffrey Epstein case.
This comes as the full House is set to vote this week on a petition to compel the Justice Department to release any documents it has in the case. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington, D.C.
As the House prepares for a vote this week aimed at forcing the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files, President Trump changing course overnight, posting Republicans should vote to release the files because we have nothing to hide. The president has long opposed the push that he's called a hoax by Democrats.
They're using Jeffrey Epstein as a deflection from the tremendous success that we're having as a party.
While also condemning Republicans who back the bill, including Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a longtime ally. She says she's faced threats after his recent criticism.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
The president, who was once friends with Epstein, denies any wrongdoing and has never been charged in connection with Epstein's sex trafficking crimes, now saying he does not care about the files' release and wants Republicans to get back on point, as the Republican and Democrat leading the charge in the House reject claims of partisanship and predict the vote will pass in a landslide.
I think we could have a deluge of Republicans. What we're asking for is justice for those survivors. So it's not about Donald Trump.
Survivors of Epstein's abuse preparing to rally at the Capitol this week, urging lawmakers to remember their stories.
I would say, please remember that these are crimes that were committed against real humans.
Pushing to move past politics to accountability. President Trump has now directed the Justice Department to investigate Epstein's relationship with several prominent Democrats mentioned in a trove of emails a House committee released last week that also referenced the president, including one from Epstein saying that he, quote, knew about the girls. The White House denies it, stressing the convicted sex offender was a known liar. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Now to your morning rush. A New York Jets player is in critical condition after being shot outside a Manhattan restaurant early Sunday. 29-year-old Chris Boyd was shot in the abdomen and taken to the hospital. Sources tell NBC that the bullet is lodged in his lung. Police haven't released details about what led to the dispute, and no arrests have been made. The U.S. carried out another strike on what officials claim was a drug trafficking boat in international waters. The Secretary of War and U.S. Southern Command confirmed the November 15th attack yesterday. 3 people were killed in the strike. This is the 21st military strike on alleged drug boats during President Trump's second term. And AAA projects that nearly 82 million people will travel during the Thanksgiving holiday, with about 90% planning to drive to their locations. Compared to last year, an additional 1.6 million people are predicted to travel, setting the record. And that's your morning rush.
All right, experts say that the staples for your Thanksgiving meal next week will likely cost you more than in years past. According to the latest Consumer Price Index report, average grocery prices are up nearly 3% from last September. The prices for Thanksgiving favorites, everything from meat and potatoes to fresh veggies and bakery products, are all up. And we also know, of course, the government shutdown that lasted more than a month put a strain on already busy food banks.
But for many families, they're still struggling to put food on their table and keep that roof over their head.
We've seen an increased need. We've seen seniors coming that need assistance. We've seen families.
So there is some good news here. On Friday, President Trump signed an executive order that retroactively lowered tariffs on beef, tomatoes, coffee, and bananas, and some other products coming from agricultural imports. Coming up at 8:30, the FAA has lifted all flight restrictions at major U.S. airports. We're going to check in on conditions here at Portland's airport. And nearly 700 New Seasons workers in Portland could go on strike next month. We'll talk about the issues on the table when Sunrise continues after this.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Good morning, I'm Drew Carney. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says the body of a hunter who went missing at the end of last month has likely been recovered. 51-year-old Devin Dobick was reported missing on October 31st after he failed to come home from a hunting trip. The Sheriff's Office says search and rescue teams recovered a body in the Mount Hood National Forest yesterday. The medical examiner's office is working to confirm that it's Dobick. All right, Rod Hill, what do you have for us in the Weather Center?
Well, we're seeing after a rainy night that the rain is breaking up into scattered light showers in decreasing numbers. So we're now in the drying out phase overall. A little brightness from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City, but still pretty gray in downtown Portland. Temperature is not an issue. We're at 49 degrees. Again, we have decreasing scattered light showers in the area. 52 degrees at noon, and we'll be mainly dry after that.
We start the 8:30 half hour with bagels.
Bagels.
The best bagels. It was a competition held in New York City. This year, the title went to Starship Bagel in Dallas, Texas.
What? Texas?
Yeah,
Texas.
so apparently 13 different
Barbecue bagel. Sorry.
13. Yeah, that'd be good. 13 different states were represented at this contest, representing the Pacific Northwest this year. Backyard Bagel in Seattle. It won third place in the Rising Star category. So that Texas has your bagel.
That's
Has
crazy.
The best bagel.
That is crazy.
There was a point in time where my weekly trips to the grocery store for the family always included buying bagels. Like I was addicted to bagels from like Safeway.
Yeah.
But then I realized that they weren't really helping me in the long run. Like that is just a bunch of carbs and dough down the tube.
It's a big hunk of bread.
Yes, tasty though.
They're good.
Tasty, a little butter,
carbs?
maybe a little
Some
jam.
carbs.
Well, that was a lot of carbs.
Okay. Better than donuts.
Yeah. I like bagels. I could have something on it.
Yeah.
You know, some cream cheese, some jam, something. All right. Let's get you out the door this morning. The big story is the rain that was steady yesterday, steady last night, steady early this morning, is now breaking up, and it's breaking into decreasing scattered showers fairly rapidly. We've got south to north movement all the way up into Seattle. So roadways are wet, but I mean, just look how quickly we're drying out. So this drying out pattern will continue, and eventually the rain will be all gone later this morning, and we have a good chance to get some partial clearing this afternoon. Here's our shot of the Salem State Capitol, and you can see the leaves on the right part of the mall. Not many left. It's been such a beautiful camera. It looks like that's about over. Still some rain showers being reported currently in Marion County. 48 degrees. There are scattered light showers still around the Portland area. PDX reporting dry weather, though, at the top of the hour. Comfortable temperature, 49, mainly dry. I still think overcast at noon. We just have a lot of low clouds to kind of scour or break up or get out of here. Eventually, I think we'll do that. We'll be in the low 50s at 5 o'clock, and then we will get chilly tonight. Some of you could just dip into the upper 30s overnight tonight. Now, this is the afternoon map. Notice 50 in Newport, 51 Albany, 51 Baker City. Not much variance statewide, and generally dry with at least partial clearing taking hold. So once we lose the rain this morning, we could be completely dry tomorrow. I'm watching a slight shower chance, but potentially all dry into Wednesday overnight, then showers into Thursday and Friday return. Right now, these look to be fairly light rain amounts, and here is Chris McGinnis.
Rod, for as wet as the morning drive started off, it's not really as bad out there commute-wise as it maybe could have been. So we've got that going for us on a Monday morning. That said, there's still plenty of slow spots here as we're into the heart of our morning commute now. Here's one of them, the Banfield. That's coming out of the Hollywood district, that westbound drive. Plenty of slow and go action there. We'll switch gears real quick and take you down to Tualatin, northbound I-5 through the 205 interchange. Our speed sensors there show that that's moving along at maybe 12 to 14 miles an hour. So you still have your work cut out for you getting in from Wilsonville right now. That drive is just shy of 40 minutes at last check. Guys, back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you for that. Top story here at 8:30, close to 700 New Seasons workers across the Portland area are looking at the possibility of a strike the week before Christmas.
If a deal isn't reached, the strike could start on December 17th. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz has the latest.
New Seasons workers say there's still 5 proposals left to negotiate, predominantly around better wages, health care, and paid time off. New Season's union workers tell us that they've been pushing for $20 an hour for starting wages. They've also asked for raises every 6 months, saying workers are not willing to take sub-inflation wages. New Seasons has countered, offering $18 as a starting wage. The company also wants to raise the threshold for who's eligible for health care. The two sides have been bargaining for almost 2 years now, since January of 2023. In a statement, New Season says, in part, our focus is on finding a fair resolution that supports our staff while ensuring we can continue serving our customers and communities. We believe the final offer on the table enables a fair and sustainable future. The union says that they must reach a deal by December 4th to avoid a strike. They say if a deal isn't reached by then, they'll go on strike December 17th. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
In Clark County, the Sheriff's Office is investigating a crash that killed a motorcyclist over the weekend. This happened around 8 o'clock Saturday night. That's when a witness called saying that they found the crashed motorcycle in Battleground. The rider was taken to the hospital where they later died. It does not appear that any other vehicles were involved.
Washington State Patrol is investigating a semi-crash that completely blocked northbound I-5 lanes in Cowlitz County. Officials say the driver left the road near Castle Rock, causing him to lose control of the semi before hitting a guardrail and rolling over. He was taken to the hospital for treatment. He was also charged with negligent driving. No other cars were involved in the crash.
The FAA has ended its flight reduction emergency order effective today. So that means flights across the country will resume normal operations. Airports were forced to cut up to 6% of their flights to ease some of the strain during the government shutdown. On Friday, that reduction was rolled back to 3%, and again today, it goes away altogether. Now, according to FlightAware, only one flight has been canceled today at Portland's airport. The Trump administration has filed an emergency motion against the judge's ruling that blocked National Guard deployment here to Portland. The U.S. Justice Department filed the motion with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, looking to reverse federal judge Karen Immergit's ruling back on November 7th. Her ruling found that President Trump exceeded his authority when he federalized Oregon National Guard members for deployment to Portland's ICE facility. Willamette University law professor Laura Appelman has more here on what this emergency motion by the Trump administration means.
They filed an emergency motion to get the Ninth Circuit to stay or to put a hold on Judge Immergit's permanent injunction until the Ninth Circuit can hear that. So that's basically saying, hey, Ninth Circuit, we think this is so wrong and we are so likely to win on the ultimate merits that you should put it in an order saying, Judge Immergit, your permanent injunction is suspended until the Ninth Circuit or indeed the Supreme Court ultimately hears this issue.
Appelman says until the Ninth Circuit Court rules on this emergency motion, Judge Immergit's ruling will stay in place.
One restaurant in Aloha says business has dramatically dropped in the wake of increased immigration enforcement. Tapatio Mexican restaurant has been in business in Aloha since 2002. The owner says it's a popular hotspot for local Hispanic community, adding that they've had steady business until about 2 months ago.
A lot of guys from business like construction or landscapers, they come and have lunch with us here, and they watch the European leagues, like European soccer. But lately, they disappear. They are just afraid to come out.
The owner says other restaurants, particularly Mexican restaurants, are also seeing less business. However, he says he has not seen any immigration agents near his business.
All right, take a look at this. A special football celebration on Saturday at Providence Park. For the first time since 2018, the Portland State Vikings held their homecoming game at the stadium. Before the game, green and white overtook Providence Park as fans marched alongside PSU students, staff, and alumni.
We're master students, yeah.
Winner last year of our grad program.
I'm at my old alma mater, Portland State, 2001 to 2003, so it is what it is. Stadium looks good, good beer, and I'm up in the box.
People showed up,
So true.
It's beautiful. It's like fit for all Portland sports activities.
Well, the only thing that was missing from this homecoming celebration was a Vikings win. Unfortunately, Portland State lost on Saturday to Montana, so there you go. One time, and I guess it was more than 7-8 years ago, I was actually invited down there to kick to attempt a field goal kick at halftime of a Portland State Vikings football game, and they put me in full gear. I mean, I had all the pads, the shoulder pads, the helmet. My kids were down there, and the kids were small. They were probably about like 8 or 9 years old, the boys, and it was a bad attempt.
It did not go well?
It did not go.
How long was this field goal attempt? Was this
30,
like extra point, or was this like a legit field goal?
It was 30 yards, Chris. A 30-yard field goal attempt.
Did you have a holder, or was it on a tee?
It was done just like they do in the pros, except this guy missed it.
Not a pro.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my PSU.
Stick to your morning TV gig. All right, let's get you out the door. We are actually, you know what? I think the drive's actually really starting to wind down now. That's I-5 through Wilsonville. That looks a lot better than it did a few minutes ago. I-5 up near Delta Park. That looks better than it did a few minutes ago. Banfield's still a little slow, but look at that. As I say that, those little advisory speed signs have just turned off, meaning your eyes are not deceiving you. It is actually getting better out there. 22 minutes right now in from Troutdale. Hey, speaking of those advisory speed signs, ODOT continues installing them across the metro area. We've got another overnight closure of I-5. So heads up tonight from the Markham Bridge to Terwilliger. The freeway will be closed both directions from 11 o'clock until 5 a.m. tomorrow as ODOT does some more sign bridge installation overnight. So during the closure, and there are more coming, by the way, Barber Boulevard is going to be your traffic solution. If you're on the roads late tonight, 11 o'clock until 5 a.m., that will be your way to get around that I-5 closure. China.
Thank you, Chris. For many people, holiday season means reuniting with family. Why experts say it's also a good time to start some difficult conversations with your aging loved ones. We'll be right back.
Hey, you know how we do it. Our team is always testing tons of products. We get rid of the rejects, only show you the best ones, and that's why I want to show you this thing today. It's the Tire Hero Portable Tire Inflator. Let me shut this off for a second. Literally true story, 2 weeks ago, I got stuck on the side of the road, glass in the tire. I barely made it to the gas station. Almost cost me hundreds of dollars to tow. So you need one of these anyway. The reason I think this is one of the best on the market is for this reason. Come on, again, let me show you. So let's say you don't know the PSI of your car, you don't know what it's supposed to be, or if you want to inflate a ball, it does it for you. So you see the little car icon right there? You can flip through these. Okay, I want to do my car. No, I want to do my motorcycle, little motorcycle icon. I want to do my bicycle tire, or I want to do a soccer ball or an exercise ball. I just blew these up. The other cool thing about this is this. Come on and look at this. It's got the USB adapters here. It acts as a portable battery charger, so you can charge your tablet, you can charge your phone. It also comes with all these different nozzles for kind of anything you would have. It's small enough to literally, I mean, it's a pretty packed glove compartment, right? Look at that. It still fits. Nice and easy. Got a great deal for you on this today. And by the way, you want one of these anyway. You want this anyway because you can save $60 a year for properly inflated tires. So why wouldn't you? Get this one though, because I think it's the best on the market. $69.99 normally. Got a deal for you today. 20% off down to $55.99. Scan the QR code on the screen right now
or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Our next topic this morning is one that can be difficult to discuss. We're talking about talking with older parents about things like giving up driving or moving into an assisted living facility. The holiday season is often a time when relatives first notice subtle changes in their aging loved ones that they haven't seen for a while. Those changes could include struggles to manage everyday tasks or difficulty finding their way around town. Doctors say it's important to have these difficult conversations early on with the entire family involved, and holiday visits can present a good opportunity.
Use that time to have a larger family conversation, right? Of how are we going to be supporting each other? How are we going to be looking towards the future with our maybe parents as they're aging? What does aging in place look like? Is where they are now the right place for them?
Medical experts also suggest that it's not a bad idea if you can involve a family doctor in those talks.
And speaking of holidays, the Portland Expo Center turned into a shopping wonderland over the weekend. The Portland Holiday Market brought together hundreds of vendors selling everything from festive decor and baked goods to clothing. Organizers say on average the market draws 15,000 attendees. That's why this year they opened 2 hours earlier last Friday to give people extra time to shop.
Hey, let's continue the holiday discussion here with an update on our toy drive. This is a really good week to give to the drive because our toy drive partners at Ziply Fiber are donating a portion of all new internet installations up to $5,000. That's what Ziply does. They install the internet, and they're helping us out this year with the toy drive as well. Quick reminder, if you want to drop off new unwrapped toys in person, you can do so at any of these locations, any local Fred Meyer store, local Toyota dealership, or any IQ credit union location.
Your time now is 8:45. We're headed over to Rod Hill.
Well, here's my problem. You ready? You guys are all these holiday spirit stories, which I love, but I'm starting with the fact that there's no snow up at Timberline, which is very on holiday-like.
You can grunt about that again.
Okay. It's a rough transition for me. I am up here on the weather deck, brought to you by Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking. It's dry right where I am, and the number of showers are quickly tapering off. So this is in the process of becoming a dry day. It's still pretty comfortable out. We have cloudy skies. Here's that Timberline live camera that I was telling you about. This was, as expected, it was all rain. I mean, at one point it was raining at 8,000 feet yesterday. Timberline is cooling down a little bit, but the cool down comes as the moisture is starting to shut itself off. So temperatures outside up at the lodge right now. I'm going to have Brian Matthews hit my button for me. 36 degrees out there right now. Again, becoming dry later today. Now let's go to the imagery, and you can see what I'm talking about. This was steady rain yesterday, all of last night, even early this morning. You're looking at the green colors up and down the valley. See how it's breaking up? We've got a closer radar look for you. Just fewer showers out there overall. Look how it's falling apart. We will become completely dry during the morning hours. Futurecast does show that. Here are the clouds. Go ahead and take us through the day, Brian. It's a tough call as to when we actually start to get some partial clearing, and there could be some misty spots kind of lingering this morning, but overall will become dry, and outside of a shower threat during the day tomorrow, I have us basically staying dry all the way into Wednesday. So some nice weather coming our direction. There's some cloudiness increasing Wednesday that will lead us into our next shower chance, which comes Wednesday overnight into Thursday. 49 degrees in Vancouver right now, still solid clouds as we look at the Interstate Bridge and folks crossing the Columbia River this morning. Other temperatures around the area, 48 in Kelso, about the same all the way down to Eugene. It's 50 in Astoria. You know, part of the weather story is these comfortable mornings. But with the drying coming in the next couple of days, we're going to see temperatures for some of you probably in the 30s tomorrow morning. So that's a switcheroo, if you will. All right, talked about the mountain not getting any snow. 40 up at Government Camp this afternoon. It's about where they are right now. So partial clearing coming and steady temperatures up on the mountain. Valley forecast numbers for you. Low 50s, fairly steady temperatures today, becoming mainly dry before the noon, and then we'll look for some partial clearing with northwest winds 5 to 15 and kind of ditto those same remarks for you folks up in Southwest Washington. Look at the 37 in Longview. That's overnight tonight. That's a return to some cooler mornings. I've got Portland 42 tomorrow morning and 38 Wednesday morning. Again, once the showers wind down completely this morning, we could be completely dry until rain showers return Wednesday overnight, and then some showery weather on Thursday and Friday. Hey, we have a pretty good birthday party this morning, so let's get to it. Turning older today. Sylvie is 1, and we love the outfit. We love the entire ensemble this morning. Happy birthday to you. Zara is 4 today. Happy birthday to you. Beautiful photo there. And also having a birthday on this Monday is Charlie. Happy birthday to you. Likes rabbits, it looks like there. Grayson is 8 today. Happy birthday to you, eh? And then Emily is 15 today. Happy birthday to you on this Monday. And also turning 15 today, birthday girl Malia. Happy birthday to you. As I mentioned, 15. EJ is 25 years old today. Hope you have a fun day. And then celebrating 45 years young, here comes Paul out there picking apples in the orchard. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a fun day. Beautiful family there. All right, we have birthdays at kgw.com, and we will celebrate with you. Chris, it's definitely dry here where I'm standing in Portland.
And that has made a difference for the tail end of our morning commute. It's getting there. We're getting there. We're better off than we were 45 minutes ago for sure on the roads. There's a look at I-84, the Banfield. That's one of our slow spots coming in from the Hollywood district. Elsewhere, let's zoom in over to the Sylvan Hills. Still have some work to do here. That said, the drive from Tannisbourne to 217 is actually in great shape, but you hit the Sylvan Hill and then traffic tightens up significantly. Right now, that total trip in from Hillsborough, though, we whittled that all the way down to 23 minutes. So that's an improvement. The drive from Wilsonville down to 28 minutes. That's an improvement. And I-5 through North Portland. Check that out. We are cleared it out from Vancouver down over the Interstate Bridge. So that's now back down to 21 minutes to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont.
Thank you, Chris. Cute. 4 Cheetah cubs have been born at the Smithsonian's National Zoo in Virginia. The zoo says that the cubs appear to be strong, active, and eating well. With fewer than 7,000 cheetahs remaining in the wild, the zoo says every birth is vital for the future of the species. And if you want to watch them all day long, you can tune in to the National Zoo's Cheetah Cub camera online. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Here's a quick recap of some of this morning's top local stories. A former Alaska Airlines pilot is set for sentencing in federal court this morning. Joseph Emerson was found guilty of trying to cut off the engines of a plane filled with passengers 2 years ago. The plane had to make an emergency landing here in Portland. Emerson faces up to 20 years in prison. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says the body of a hunter who went missing at the end of last month has likely been recovered. 51-year-old Devin Dobick of Hubbard was reported missing on October 31st after he failed to come home from a hunting trip not too far from Estacada. The sheriff's office says search and rescue teams recovered a body in the Mount Hood National Forest yesterday. The medical examiner's office is working to confirm that it's Dobik. Nearly 700 New Seasons workers have voted to authorize a strike. That strike is set to begin on December 17th if the workers' union and New Seasons can't reach an agreement by December 4th. The union says they're still negotiating things that include layoff protections and safety standards.
Decreasing showers. I was just out on the weather deck, all dry in downtown Portland right now, but there could still be some showers coming through. I think by noon we're dry. We'll look for some partial clearing, 53 degrees, and then mainly dry until Wednesday night, and then more showers Thursday and Friday, but a couple of nice days coming our way.
I worked really hard to give you an excuse to be late to work this morning, and I failed. Your drive times are in pretty good shape here. 22 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough, 24 minutes from Troutdale, and last but not least, the drive out of Clark County. A little slow, but 22 minutes from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge for this hour of a Monday morning is easy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
All right, one last story before we go. Take a look at this. What's going on here?
Traffic alert.
Yeah, pedestrians in the German city of Nuremberg making their way for hundreds of sheep as they stroll through downtown. About 600 of them were headed to winter pastures outside the city. During the summer months here, they were brought into the city to keep the grass in nearby meadows short. The sheep help preserve biodiversity and save city authorities the cost of mowing, which makes sense and is very smart. But now it's time for them to make their way to somewhere else.
It's kind of wild to see that. It's like, hey, we need you guys this summer, okay? Come on by. And then when it's over, like, hey, guys, you got to go.
Look how docile they are.
All of you got to go right now.
Like they've done this before.
Yeah, okay, fine, we'll leave.
Yeah, they're not like going, into the crowd.
Yeah.
They're just...
600 of them. You don't think there's one rogue sheep in the bunch?
I didn't see one. I didn't see one.
All right, that wraps up the Sunrise Show on a Monday. My goodness, the work week has started. Hey, but we're one morning through it. Thanks for joining us here. We do expect, I'm not saying hope, I'm saying we expect you to join us again tomorrow morning. Tuesday version of the Sunrise Show coming your way. Until then, have a great Monday.